Good evening. I'm Deepa Mahesh, founder of Poorna Wellbeing, and I'm very happy to be back to this channel once again with yet another new topic for our Poorna Wellbeing Chetanaa session. And this topic again is very close to my heart. And we've called it "Discover Your Inner Magic," the power within you. So, when we these days, and I'm seeing it more often because maybe I'm on that journey that uh, whenever I see um, um, any self-help book or any post on Facebook or Instagram, I have this quote saying, "Hi Neelam," which says, "Find your power back." And a lot of posts I see, and I kept wondering what that is and what is the signal for me. And as I kept researching, as this topic kept coming into my mind, in fact, the whole of last week or 2 weeks back, the whole of that week, I kept drawing mandalas and paintings on this topic of power. So as I kept working on it, I had a perspective, and that's what today I am here to share with you. So stay with me, and while you're with me, if you have any thoughts and things, you can please write your comments on chat, and maybe it can be an interaction or a question and answer as well. Um, so, what is this power? What is this magic? And I when I was doing my MBA, I heard this term personal power, and I read about there were 8 types of power. But simply put, personal power is something that innately exists within all of us. It is something that we live. It's a natural part. It's like our nature. It is our nature. It is that part within us, deep within us, in the depths of our core. It gives a sense of security, and with that, we know our intrinsic worth. And that gives us the power when we know that the source is inside, and the power comes from that security which also says that I am connected with this whole cosmos. I'm connected with a higher power, and that power illuminates my inner power to be able to do everything that I need to do in this universe. It is also the power which comes as a result of healing all our emotional trauma and doing the inner work steadily and slowly and carefully and consistently. So once we do our inner work, what are we doing? We are actually cleaning the the thing that wields our power, the thing that covers our power. And once those covers are open, what remains is this beautiful radiant self, this radiant power, this magic that sets that holds the potential to set the world on fire. So is it only do only few people have? Do only CEOs have it? Do only some people have it? No, all of us, each one of us, hold this potential to see our own personal power. It is there in us, and it exists as vibrations. It's like the essence of us. It's like this power is the essence of us. This is the power which we use to manifest our dreams. This is the power which we use to remain calm during different turbulences that we face. This is the power which allows us to face situations even when we are fearful. This is the power which enables us to be centered even when there is an attack or there is something that comes to probably harm us. But what happens is, the society confuses this power, and that there are 2 kinds of power. There is a power within, which I'm talking about, and there is a power over. And that power over is actually the controlling power. Now, these are very different. Okay, one is used to manifest your core qualities, and the other one is used to control. So the objective is completely different. We're not talking about the external power. And when I was reflecting, I could differentiate the two. The external power that I'm talking about, the power we use to control, typically comes. I used to work for an organization, and my card said I am head of organization development. My power did come from that. So the day I quit my organization, I felt bloody powerless. I felt like I'm nothing. It is the external power comes from outside, which is from status or from a role or from an occupation or even from our degrees or from our expertise. But the personal power comes from within. It doesn't come from something external. It comes from just the person we are. It comes from respecting ourselves. It is very difficult for somebody to take that away. For example, today, if my business um, um, has one client less, or let's say a corporate client withdraws their work from me, I'm still secure and powerful because I am able to see and access my own personal power. And that gives me this feeling that I have the greatest power in the world, and that is in me. And that source is endless because it stems from inside me. It gathers inside me and flows from me into the world. So, this power is really, really powerful. And this is really, this is the real power. And this is the real magic because this has got vibrational energy. It's the energy of truth. It's the energy when somebody is standing next to you, they'll feel it. Because it's in you, you vibrate that energy. And you not only and because you're using it, you're able to vibrate. But, you know, the sad part is, and I've gone through it as well, a lot of times we do not understand that we are powerful beyond measure. Therefore, we don't access our power, we don't stay in our power. In fact, we give away our power, thinking that I am powerful because of this person, I am powerful because of something else outside me. And this starts quite early in my childhood. It's not now. Hi, Surendran. This particular process starts very, very early. It starts in our childhood. How does it start in our childhood? When we are children, we are young. We are not able to take care of ourselves. So we seek approval, we seek belongingness, we seek security from and love from our caregivers. Now, what happens is when our parents or when our caregivers are wounded or they are not fully healed, they use their power and we give our power to them. And obviously, it's a love relationship, so we don't mind it. But what happened? That becomes a norm. And slowly and steadily, we lose our core self, our power, our inner magic. Our inner magic is not even aware. We are not also aware. It's like we surrender our inner magic. We surrender our power, our truth, our authenticity, our vibrance, our essence. It doesn't mean it's lost. No, not actually. We can always feel it back and access it back. And I will share towards the end how can we do that. But let's understand, like today, we don't know where you and I are today. I mean, I know where I am, but you do not know, let's say, where you are. So let's see what are the traits of giving away your power on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. Just a minute, I'll just switch on my charge. 1 minute. Sorry. So now, just let me give you an example. My power, I mean, I had not charged, I had not put my laptop on charge. Let's say my power came from the fact that I had to be prim and proper. I had to have everything sorted out before I start my Facebook Live. Then I would say, oh my God, I should have done this. And then I'm into this incessant thinking, beating myself, and I've lost my power. Hi, Kandala. I have lost my power. But what did I do? I just requested you for a minute and I connected my laptop and I excused myself for it. This is how the power is inside. So just because I took that 1 minute, 1 second break doesn't mean I become less as a speaker. So what are the let's look at what are the indicators. How will we identify? Are we giving away our power on a day-to-day basis? you know Now listen to it. It's interesting, but and maybe it's happening to you, and it definitely all of these happened to me. So I'm just going to share. One can be doing a favor for a friend that we really don't want to do and we don't agree with, but we still do it. Or um, if somebody compliments you, you reject it. Oh, what's the big deal in it? Isme kya badi baat hai? We've all done that. I have to done it. It was so hard for me to receive compliments. Then, being in toxic relationships or going back into a relationship that is not the highest good for you, but you still do it because the other person says, I can't live without you. And this can be a friend, it can be a partner, or it can be an affair or anything. It can be anyone actually. Um, or allowing others to criticize your dreams and vision, laugh at you because you don't believe in your dreams. Yeah. Has it happened with you? You can definitely type your answers on chat. Yeah. And you can find this in a lot of times you can find it in inner child healing, Kandala, the theory. But I'm also talking from experience. A lot of these things are from experience, and a lot of the reference is from inner child healing. um, how else do you lose your power? What are the indicators? You put yourself down all the time, you know um, then you design your life, codependent relationship. You design your life based on someone else's needs, desires and goals rather than your own. Or you feel guilty if you don't adhere. If somebody asks you something and then you don't do it, you feel guilty, so you better do it, but you don't enjoy it. Or you minimize your achievements. If you want to talk about your achievements also, you cannot. So you prioritize the other and you disregard yourself. You overdo things for the other, but you don't treat yourself well. You want to say something, but you say something else. You can't talk your heart out. So the power comes when we know our ground, when I know my ground and I say my ground and I speak from that ground. And power is not there when I speak what others want me to speak. When I speak what others want me to speak, and when I do what others want me to do, when I behave the way others want me to behave, and I'm continuously apologizing if I behave the way I want to behave, know that the power is not with you. The power is outside. So, I mean, I'm imagining imagine this container. This is my water bottle. Imagine this container, and what how does the leak happen here? Now the power loss is a leak. So if I have lots of holes, if I have one hole here, from that hole the water will leak. If I have many holes, the water will leak more. So power is like that. My inner power means the my me knowing my inner power means the bottle is full. And when there are holes, which means I'm leaking my power, which means the container that holds the power is not able to hold the container. Now, what a loss, if you are not able to manifest your power, if you are not able to manifest what you're supposed to manifest in life. Yes, Neelam, I mean, my story. Same here. Now, what happens is when we lose our power, we lose an opportunity to manifest our highest dreams, our visions, the reason why we are born in life. We are born here not just to live, to just take a salary, or to just do this and that, to have children and to have a family. We are born for a very unique reason. And throughout life, we are seeking that purpose. There comes a time, I coach a lot of individuals and leaders who are sometimes doing very well in their corporate life, but they're not happy. Something tells, there's a knowing thing, that I'm not living to my full potential. And that's because there is somewhere an energy leak. Somewhere they are not able to claim their full power. And that's when the inquiry and the reflection starts. What is leaking my container? What is leaking my power? Where are the holes? And when we look for the holes, we plug those holes so that that power is available for us to manifest our life's purpose. Yeah. So, do we all agree, or do we all know that we have this magic in us, this beautiful power in us, and we have the power and the potential to make a difference to people, live our passion, live our life's purpose? I definitely feel, and I think every day of my life on earth is when I wake up to when I sleep, I look at, have I used my magic? Have I used my power? And there are many days when I see that I have leaked my power. How do I leak my power? By adhering to others, not speaking my truth, because I'm sometimes scared, I'm sometimes insecure, or I'm sometimes not wanting to hurt the other person. But in the process, I have said, when I say yes to somebody else, I have said no to myself, which means I have hurt myself. But then I do reflect and I get back that reflection and then I realize that I need to change. And I think that's an everyday process of changing. Why do we do this? We do this because we want to be accepted by others, or we get our sense of self in rescuing others, or sometimes we are quite low on our confidence, so we don't have the courage. You need this spine, this erectness, to be able to say, "This is my ground, and this is what you think. This is not what I think." So you need that spine, that erectness, to be able to say, but sometimes we don't have that because we are low on confidence. Or sometimes we don't reflect. We just keep on doing because we are into the doing mode. And we are not reflecting that my actions are causing misery to me. We're not even aware sometimes that there is a power leak. Or we are not even aware that we are powerful. But in our core, in our center, we are the most powerful being. And that is why we need to take our power back. We need to recognize that we have the magic in us and play to that magic. And when we go to a magic show, aren't we all excited to know how this magic happens? How do we manifest? How does he take from the hat a rabbit? I know I used to be in wonder. There is this wonder. And we all exactly are such wonder machines or wonder humans, wonderful beings. We are beings full of wonder and magic. And there's a process in this madness. So we are really, really powerful beyond measure. We Even if we don't recognize and realize it, uh, we are powerful. And if we don't realize it, who will? Because the time to stay in this poor me, oh, I'm a victim. What can I do about it? It has expired. We don't have a time anymore to say that, oh, I'm poor, I'm helpless, I can't do much about it. What can I do? It's now time to be the warrior and really declare to the universe your heart's longings. Because when you declare to the universe, this is what I wish, and have no doubts about it, your heart's longings will come true, they will be answered. So if you're watching this live, and or if you're watching this recording later, be assured that your time has come. Else, you wouldn't be meeting this wisdom. Because I'm just an instrument. What I experienced, I'm sharing with you. So, gaining back your power is, simply put, not willing to live in the outer, but committing to live in the inner, as per your own inner compass, as per your own inner guidance and your intuition. You know, it's enough of living in the outer. And you must really feel like it's just so enough. I'm done with living in the outer, now I'm going to live in the inner. That's when we are ready to reclaim our power and play to our magic. So how can we do it? There are the simple steps. If we follow, we can do it. Definitely, it's possible. So how are the ways we can do it? One, you know uh, generally those people, all all of us whose power is outside, somewhere our confidence would have taken a hit. So we need to first go back and check our confidence. Yeah, because when we have lived in the outside, we don't have the courage and the confidence to live inside. It's scary. Sometimes we may feel lonely to live from the inner, because then only you are responsible for all your actions and the consequences of your actions. But trust me, the power and the inner magic comes when you live in your inner. So we need to check, are we living, reflect, are we living, are we seeking internal validation or are we going external all the time? If it's external, that's the first step. First, recognize this. Are you surrounded by people who want you to check with them before you take decisions? Or are they allowing you to take your own decisions? Or are you allowing yourself to take your own decisions? Because you need confidence to take decisions. So And if you're not, maybe that's a great time to say, oh, that means I need to look at another bunch of people to surround myself with, who believe in me, who will allow me, and to initially who will hold my back even when I fall. Even we need to watch the language we speak with ourselves. Confidence is a product of we feeling good about ourselves, we feeling great, we having great sense of self. And if we criticize ourselves all the time, our sense of self is unable to build. It can't form. So we need to watch that. And when we change our relationship with self and our confidence increases, we need to reward those small victories. And when we reward those strong victories, our inner self knows that, oh, this is what I need to keep repeating. And then it happens. So the first step is to check on my confidence. Am I stooping all the time, or am I erect? Even the body language speaks a lot. How am I? Where is my eye? Where is my head? Do I always bend down, or do I look straight, or do I look up? Your gaze, your gait, your body language, your body posture, all can tell us how confident you are and how do you feel about yourself. The second step, okay, uh, is a letting go that needs to happen. And I learned it after a long, long time, because it's so hard to let go being dependent on somebody else. Because it's easy, isn't it? If we depend on somebody, it's easy. They give us the answers and we execute it. And if our decisions and our actions don't align, we can pass the buck on them, and they are responsible for it. I didn't do anything. I was just executing it. So it's quite easy for us to uh, not take responsibility. But that's exactly what we need to avoid. So if we have taken, if whatever actions we have taken in the past, which didn't serve us, we need to let go. So there are, we need to really see what aspects of my past I need to let go, what patterns I need to let go, what beliefs I need to let go. And beliefs is a very big topic. So we have to, what worries, what anxieties, what negative stories I need to let go. So the mantra is, understand what it is, fill it, shut it, and forget it. You understand it, you close it and just forget it. Second thing that you can do is you connect, you express and release it. Either you forget it, and if that's possible, not possible, then you release it. You talk to somebody, go seek help from therapy or from coaching or from mentoring. Process it. And then bring in spiritual practices, bring in healthy routines, connecting to nature, drawing, writing, meditating, breathing. Do all that it takes to let go of the past, because the past is a killer. It kind of holds us hostage. It holds us to such an extent that we are not allowed, it doesn't allow us to move forward. So just see what's holding you back, and see if you need them. And most times you will see that that which holds you back is also that which does not allow you to access your power. Our past guilt, past shame, and all of that holds us back. And that needs to let go. So the first step is check on your confidence. Second step is letting go of the past. The third step is taking an inventory of your self-talk. Now, when you talk to others, you're able to see it, hear it. But when you talk to yourself, you generally do not hear it, because you will only hear it when we are silent. And most times we are engaged in the outside. So we need to really, really take an inventory. And you know how I used to do it? Whenever I get time, I used to have this book where I used to say voices I said to myself. Voice of judgment, how I judge myself, voices of cynicism or criticism, voices of fear. And I used to write every day. I had a list of voices I would write. And then after let's say a month, what I would do is I would mark the voice that repeats often, and I would work on that, you know. But it took me a long time to get over that voice, because that was the voice I had heard in my childhood for a very long time. So it was very difficult to give encouragement to myself, or to accept encouragement from others also, because I used to always tell myself, you're not good enough. So even if my bosses would say you're great, I would say, but I don't think this is good enough. So each time, catch yourself thinking, are we thinking positive about us or negative about us? Now, it's very easy to say, but it's so difficult, because I used to so many times self sabotage with negative self talk. I just can't do this. It's too hard for me. Oh my God, once again, it's so difficult. I'm so bad at it. I'm such a bad mother. Or, what a stupid thought I have. Come on, I'm so senseless. I'm such a jerk. Now, these are things which really are like per me kuladi. We hit ourselves with our own negative, stupid talks, and actually they're not necessary, because that's not the real me. Imagine if there is power inside, and then every day you are beating this power with all of these thoughts and talks. How can the power reveal itself? It is going to be covered. So what I did, and lately I've started doing it, is I have replaced these statements with positive statements, and I recorded them. So uh, for the statement, I'm not good enough, I wrote a statement, I am bloody good. And like that, I had about 50 statements, and I recorded it in my own voice, and I listened to it every day 2 or 3 times. I mean, you can listen to it as many times, because it takes a certain time to rewire your own inner self-talk. But that's exactly what I used to do. And when I did that, today, I see myself accessing my power much more than, and still a long way to go, but there's a lot of power that I'm yet to access. And I know, I mean, I'm on that journey, and we all can be on that journey. So, watch our confidence, let go of the past. And the third is watch our self beliefs, or the negative talk. How do we talk to ourselves? The fourth aspect is boundaries. Now, why are clear boundaries necessary? See, when we were a child, we learned boundaries from our parents or from our caregivers. If they didn't teach us, we've also not learned it. And then, if we are low on confidence, we would always say yes to every request that comes our way. But when we say yes to the other, we are saying no to ourselves. So, we need to start saying no very carefully to request for your time, for my time. I do that because, and especially if you're not interested in doing, we need to do that because uh, it's not an act of being selfish. Sometimes people say, oh, how can you be so selfish? It is about caring for self. It's actually a self care technique or tool. To when you say yes to somebody, you're saying no to yourself. First, choose yourself. First, fill yourself. Then you can fill the other. And even if you feel selfish, remember that it's not you feeling selfish. You're feeling guilty. But first few times you will feel guilty. But with practice, you will see that it started filling yourself. My coach, I mean, I always remember my coach telling me, when you say yes to others, you are saying no to yourself. And I cannot forget this, because I think that is what shifted for me. I would say yes to everyone and please everybody. But then I used to end up not having time for myself, my dreams, and my needs. So I was used to it. But for how long, I asked myself. And I said, someday it has to end. So the journey of finding your power doesn't warrant this. Your power lies in you. So your needs, your desires actually are in you. And when you get connected to your own needs and desires, you will know what to say yes and what to say no. So setting clear boundaries is another very important thing. The fifth thought, or thing, a way to claim your power, is to very clearly determine your direction, your purpose. Why am I born here? Okay, without a direction, it's easy to be at the mercy of others around you. But when you know you have a clear direction, and it's not a goal, it's not like at the end of 2020, I'm going to earn 20 lakh rupees. That can be there, but that's not what I'm talking about. What's the direction? What gives me joy and fulfillment? If it's my job, great. That's your direction. If it's social service, that's the direction. Anything that gives you direction, that's important. So when you establish your purpose, you kind of have a ground, and you bring all your energies to making that possible. So you can then say, when you bring all your energies, you don't have time to say yes to the other, because you want to bring your energy to fulfilling your passion and your direction. So all of this then falls in place. And finally, I would say, center yourself. See, all of this is possible when you are very clear and when you are centered. Like for example, if I take this particular canvas board, then uh, this is the center. This is the center, and this is the periphery. Now, in our body, okay, the hands and the legs are the periphery, and the center is our heart. When for a dancer, the hands and legs are the periphery, and the center is their core muscles, because when they dance, they hold their core, and from there, and then with the breath, your movements look beautiful and flowy. So it's very the in everything, in every aspect in the universe, there's a center and there's a periphery. For us, our periphery are the actions that we do in the world, but our center is our ground, is the space from which we act in the world outside. So, in the center, in our heart center, if we are in turmoil, if we are overwhelmed, then even our actions are going to be all over. So we have to start from the center, and we have to ground ourselves, and we have to be centered to be able to be meaningful and fruitful, effective in our actions outside. So, what can we do? And when we are overwhelmed, we cannot start our practices. So, we have to build our practices right from now, or maybe from yesterday. So, pick up any practice that you can do and do it every day at the same time in the same place. And because when you do that, so having a daily practice, having a strong rhythm supports yourself, supports you to gather your power so that you don't dissipate out your power. And that brings you well being. And one thing, again, my coach told me that you are the source of your own well being, and you can give or deny it to yourself. And you have to become the master of your own destiny. So you have to write your own destiny with your own hands. There will not be somebody from the outside who will come and write it for yourself. So, what are the things you can do? One, the first thing is check on your confidence. That's the first step. Letting go of the past. So either forget it or release it. The third is take an inventory of how you talk to yourself. That's very important. Fourth, set clear boundaries with others and have those boundaries with yourself also. What's allowed and what's not allowed for you and for the other. The fifth, clearly determine your direction and your purpose. And sixth, center yourself. In fact, centering yourself is actually the first. I mean, from the center, all the other things are possible. Yeah. This is pretty much the direction that um, I have walked in my life, because it has been I have been a people pleaser all my life. I had a great corporate job. I have worked there for many years, and I got so many opportunities to do things on my own, but I always pleased the other, because I thought my goodness or my bigness or my greatness is dependent on how much I do what others tell me to do. I pleased my parents, I pleased my family of marriage, I pleased everyone. But at the end of the day, what I realized is I lost myself. I never knew who I was. But one good thing that happened with me was I never stopped seeking. I never stopped inquiring. Hello, Sid. I never stopped inquiring. I never stopped asking, who am I? I mean, this question, And I have never stopped. For the last 2 decades, I have used journaling as a tool very, very effectively. I journal every single day, sometimes more, sometimes less. I sometimes journal with art. I sometimes journal with my pen and paper using words. And this is something that I've used all my life to understand who am I. And that's how I understood that I'm losing my power. And I don't shy to say that I've been in therapy for so many years. And then, I mean, now, of course, I'm done with it. But I don't have any problem. If I need it, I'll again restart it. I have sought coaching for myself because I was very clear that I have immense potential in me. I'm underusing it. I'm not even recognizing it. And that's when I realized that I am a bundle of, I'm a powerhouse. I have so much power. And one by one, I uncovered those layers to see the power in me. It was beautiful to see. So now I have been able to eliminate all those things that drain my power, that take my power away. And then what remains is the inner magic. It's the inner power. And and believe me, you will know, when you radiate, you will know it. The people around will know it. There will be joy, there will be lightness, there'll be beautiful relationships around you. People who resonate with you will come to you. Your more clients will come to you, more assignments will come to you. The universe conspires to make all your dreams come true. And that's the power of this inner magic. And this inner magic is in abundance because it is within. You can access it. This well is there within. You can access it anytime, all the time. And this also gives me the power to stand by myself because sometimes when you stand by yourself and not ask somebody, it can be a very lonely journey. So trusting that this power will also enable me to it'll I'll know how to deal with that loneliness also. And believing that all is happening well. This is what this magic has taught me to activate, to become present to be aware of. And now I realize that I no more live in the outside. Outside is important, but I don't live there. I interact, I go to the periphery, and I come back. And I come back into myself. So, friends, can we look inward? Can we access the space of our personal power? And can we throw our special magic around? Can we like sprinkle this magic around? It's so beautiful. It's a treat that we could give the other. I am definitely doing that. Are you ready? And if yes, join me. Do write to me and do share with me how you like this video. And yeah, let's create magic together because the world really needs people like us who have the magic, who recognize the magic, and who are willing to spread it and share it around. Have a great evening and see you. Thank you, Sid. Yes, yes, Sid. We always grow inside out. Thank you. Thank you for watching.